Hi guys, sorry I'm late by a couple minutes. I was busy cutting the cards to put in the envelope. So I've made cards that are 7.5 by 5.5, I think. And then I scored at 3 3/4. Let's see, let me double check. 5.5. And then this way is 7.5, and then I scored at 3 3/4. This is to make my little card tags to slide in the pockets. All right. So, hi, Deborah. I think the first thing I'm going to do, I meant to have all of this ready, is I'm going to try to find a piece of ribbon really quick. Let me see what I can find that's in a creamy yellow or a black real quick. Oh, that actually will work right there. Actually, I think that's navy. Let me see. I needed to have this pulled out, but I ran out of time. Oops. Oh, let's use this one. Okay. I'm getting a piece of ribbon real quick. All right, and I've got a piece of ribbon that is about, I'm going to measure it real quick for you guys. 12, 24. So it's about a yard of ribbon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the center of this. And this is 6 inches. So at 3 inches, I'm going to center just a little piece of double-sided tape, because I just need it to hold the ribbon in place. So I'll do it just like that, kind of center it. And I'll do the same on the back and center it at that. And this is not going to be visible. I'm going to put paper over top of this. And I'm just kind of centering it. And I'm going to find about the midway point here on my ribbon. And put this around the book. Like about there. And I'm going to go ahead and peel the tape and lay this down here. Okay. And I'll flip it over. Make sure there's no twist in the ribbon where you bring it around. And I like to kind of get it where it needs to go before I peel that tape off. And then I can hold it in position and peel the tape off. This little piece of tape is to just kind of hold it in place while we do the rest. And leave a little bit of looseness at the back. All right. So then this is so we can tie it shut. Oh, thanks, Janet. I forgot to do that. Hang on just a second. I will get rid of the autofocus so it quits driving us all bonkers. Come in a little closer. Okay, there we go. So now this is just kind of tacked in place, and I left it a little loose at the back. It's not a lot loose, just a little bit, so it moves just a little. And then now you can tie it shut. So it'll hold shut. Whatever you do, you don't want to put a lot of pressure on your covers or your cover will cup. So you just want to just tie it loosely closed. And this gives you something. If it starts doing the whole duck beak thing, this will at least keep it closed for you. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do the covers, and then we'll decorate one page together, and hopefully you can take what we do today and then repeat it on all of your pages. So I'm going to go through here and let's see. I kind of like this. Get 2 sheets of this one. And I am going to cut this so it's just slightly smaller than the front and the back of my journal. So my journal covers, let's see, are about 4.5 by 6, right? So I'm going to just cut my paper down to, I'm going to give myself some notes off to the side here. My height, I'll trim to 5 3/4. And this will be 3 3/4. No, this will be, because this is actually wider than I thought. This is at almost 4.5. So 4 1/4. So 4 1/4 by 5 3/4. Cut 2 mats. I want to make sure I'm putting these the right way. I'm going to cut these at the same time. Save me time on my cutter here. So the height has to be at 5 3/4. So I'll line that up with the 5 3/4, and then I'll just cut it away. And I saved the little bits because, you know, we use them. And then this way we'll do 4 1/4. Okay. We'll just keep the bits. Now you can ink your edges if you want to. Let's see here. I'm looking for black soot. It'll probably be the last one I pick up. There's black soot. We'll use black soot. And hopefully it's not totally dried out. Dawn Boss, this is by Frank Garcia, and it's called The Archivist. It's a Prima Marketing paper pad by Frank Garcia, and the paper pad is The Archivist. And I'm just going to do like this. I'm hoping we can at least get the cover and a page decorated today, because I figure if we do one full page, the envelope and the page, then you can just rewind and watch it again. Because once you do one page, you'll know what you need to do on the rest of the pages, and you don't need me to stay on for hours to do that. You can just rewind me and make me to say it all over again. And I've gotten comments that people are kind of liking the 1 hour limit on these tutorial type things, because that way, you know, it's just an hour and you can pick it up the next week. So I'm going to try to do some projects like this on Thursdays. All right. This is such beautiful paper. And we are expecting some snow. It's snowing right now, kind of sleety snow, sleet mixed with snow. So it's kind of nasty rain, really. And figures it would happen when Scott had to go to work. They let the kids out of school early. It's the South thing. You know, you don't, there's a chance of snow, send everybody home. That's just how it is down here. Up in New York, man, we had to stay until it was the end of the day, and then that was it. There wasn't no getting off early because it was just a little sleet and snow. I can remember sliding in the school bus up in New York. So I'm going to say hi to everybody. Hi, Teresa, Mina, Dawn Boss, Janet. I've got this on live chat. Hey, Deborah, Shelly, Terrielle, Carla. Hey, Carla. Hi, Molly Newland. Who else? Kathy Whitney. I think that's everybody. Welcome, everybody. The Archivist by Frank Garcia. It's a Prima paper. And I take the tape off the middle piece, and then I just take it a little bit off the rest of the sides and leave like dog ears on it. And we will center it. The bad part about the inking is now it's all over my fingers, and I got to decorate the white envelopes. All right. So keep your ribbon straight because you're now taping it down again. All right. So there's the front. Oh, man. Nope. Ain't answering it. It's one of them robo-dial calls, and I'm just not going to answer it. I tried to tell my son that I do lives on Wednesdays and Thursdays at 3 so that, you know, he wouldn't call. Hi, Holly. I don't know what happened last night when I was trying to get on live with Sharon and Mary, but I could hear Sharon and Mary just fine. And when I first got in there, Sharon said she could hear me. So I don't know what happened there. All right. Now, if you don't want to see the ribbon on the back, you could cover your spine with some lace or something. Or you can take like a piece of black cardstock and run it through your machine with an embossing folder and then put that on the back. That's really pretty too. Those are just some ideas. Let's wipe some of this off here. All right, so we're going to do just one page. So I think what I'll do first is we'll pull the card out. And I'm going to just set that aside. We'll do that last. So my pages are 4 1/4 by 5 3/4. 4 1/4 by 5 3/4. Now, if you want to double mat it and do a mat with black like this, you cut it just a little bit smaller, and then you could put another mat on it of the pretty paper, or you can just put the pretty paper straight down. That is a personal choice. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to double mat it because that's what I think I'd like. And you can do straight on paper if you want. You just skip the mat and make your paper the same size as the black mats I'm going to. Does that make sense? So instead of doing a black mat and then a smaller piece of paper, you would just cut your paper to the size I'm cutting my black mats. So I'm going to cut these black mats. I need 2 of them for the front and the back. I'm going to cut it at 4 by 5.5. So I'm just going to cut a piece in half. And then I'll just double it up and I'll save it for the next page. Because if I just cut them all now, I'm saving myself time later. So there's 2 mats, and then I've got another 2 mats. All right, so we'll save those aside for the next page. So now I need to cut another 1/4 inch smaller with something of the pretty paper. So let's see. I'm just going to randomly grab a couple pieces. Okay. And these I'm going to cut. Okay, so I did 5.5. So I'll do 5 1/4 this way. And then 3 3/4 this way. Okay, so these I will ink. Just set 1 mat and 1 of your papers aside. Okay, just set them aside. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this one and put it on the front of the envelope, the front of the page. So I'll go ahead and center them up. I think I'm about out of the skinny tape too. Yep, that's the last little bit right there. That's okay. I think I need to go on Scrapbook Pal and order some tape. Really bad. I'm about out. So I hope everybody's kind of keeping up with me. All right. So Spanish lesson. QUE in Spanish is K. So when someone says K, they're saying, what? K? What? Because Sharon was saying that everybody needed to quit flirting with her son. And I said, not me. I said, what? I was fighting with my own stuff. I wasn't flirting with nobody. I about died last night. That was so funny. Poor Mary was so tired. I think she gets aggravated with us when she's tired. The narrower tape is so much easier to use than the wider tape on this. Thanks, guys, for the thumbs up. This I'm going to go ahead and take off so I can fold this piece of adhesive back in. I'm fighting with this again. I need to pull the pokey tool out instead of trying to do it with my fingernails. I need to cut all my fingernails off. They've got so much stain underneath them and they look so dirty. I know people out in public are probably like, ugh, she's got nasty hands. It's stains, dude. I've tried everything. It doesn't come out. All right. That's right. I took one of them off. So center this up. All right. And the reason I told you to hold the other one aside is I'm going to show you how to do a tuck spot for tags so that you don't have anything exposed inside the tuck spot. It's all hidden behind the mat. All right. So we're going to go ahead and apply this to page 1. And since I'm using 1/2 inch tape, I'm not going to put any in the middle. That's kind of going overboard. This ain't going to move. Once I stick this down, it's a done deal. What I might do is after we finish this, I might sign off and close this video live out because it's just for this project. And then I might come back live if you guys are up for that, so I can share the cards and the ATCs that I made last night and the bonus projects that I made with the scrap I was using as a wipe off. All right, I want to make sure my everything's right side up or as close to right side up as I can get. All right, so this is page 1. Kind of centered on here. Well, it's grabbing, so we're going to let it go. I must have touched down with the tape at some point there. All right. So now we've got one page with a mat. Right. Now the back side of the mat, we're going to make a little tuck spot. So this will be here, and then the mat, and then we're going to have a little tuck over here. Okay. So for that, I want you to cut a square off from one of these others. Let's see. Let's get a different one. Let's do this because no, it needs to be something with, I don't think that, oh, this might be cool looking. Let's just see. I'll use this one. I don't know how it'll look, but we'll give it a go. All right. So I'm going to do a measurement here, if I can find the ruler. So this was 3 3/4. So I want to cut a square. Let's cut a 4-inch square off from here. Cut it 4 inches. I'm just going to go ahead and cut the bottom part of this off. Okay, so cut 4 inches by 4 inches. All right, then you need to get your scoreboard. I want to make sure I'm in sight so you guys can see what I'm doing here. All right. So have your paper so the top is at the top of your scoreboard, and we're going to score a 1/2 inch here. Then we're going to turn the whole thing and score a 1/2 inch here, and then we'll fold those over, and then I'll show you what to do after that. So score at a 1/2 inch, and then I've turned it, and I'm going to score at a 1/2 inch. Okay, fold those toward the back and just crease it. All right, I want you to cut the little square that's in the corner down here, right here, where the two sides are squared off. Cut that corner out. And what you do when you cut it out, cut it at an angle from the large edge over to the corner. So you're making like a tab here, and then you do the same from the bottom part. All right, and then just cut a little angle off from this edge to the fold. You're just going to cut a little wedge off like that. Then we're going to do the same on this side. So you end up with 2 tabs. Can you see the tabs that fold to the back? All right. Now, what I want you to do is we're going to, it might actually work better not with a scoreboard. You still need something to score with, but take your ruler and line it up at the top corner and the bottom corner, and then just run your stylus along there like that. And then we're going to fold this in like so. Hi, Gigi. And we're going to just put a little piece of our double-sided tape on the inside here to hold this down in place. All right. Go ahead and put you some tape. I wish I had some narrower tape on your tabs. I got to use what I got, so I'm just putting a little bit on each of these, and I'll hold it up so you can see where I put the tape. All right. Burnish it down so it sticks really good. All right. So this used to be a big square, and then we scored it from corner to corner, folded that flap down in. So this is to the inside now. Then I've put tape on the inside of the tabs here and here. And what these are going to do is they fold to the back, but you don't want to glue them to the back of this. You take your mat and fit it down in there like it's a pocket and kind of match it up with the edges of where the crease is. So you're just inside the crease there and at the bottom. You're just inside those score lines. Then what you're going to do is pull the tape off here. Pull the backing tape, not the tape, you know, the backing. And you want to push that over and stick it down to your piece you're going to mat down. There's a piece of fiber on there. And then you'll do the same over here. The only thing I forgot to do, and it's not really mandatory, is this is dark paper anyway. You can ink this large edge here if you wanted to. But see, now you got a pocket, and now you apply this to your mat. And now you never have to worry about something getting stuck in the pocket. And you can make tags, and I probably will make a few tags, and they just stick in the pocket like that. So let's stick this down first. Let's just pretend the pocket piece isn't even there. Just apply your adhesive like you would if you were just applying a mat. And this is a lot more secure than if you just taped it to the front of the piece. This way it's wrapped around and the pocket will never pull free because it'll be stuck down to the mat. And I'm peeling this all the way off, and I don't generally do that. I usually leave dog ears, but I'm feeling brave today. So just line this up. I use the eyeball method. There we go. And the reason I did it on this corner instead of this corner is when you put this in your journal, this piece will be to the outside of your page. If you put it over on the inside corner, like over here, then you have a tendency of when you're moving the book around, your tags will fall out. So if you put your pockets to the outer corner, then you don't have this problem of the tags falling out. So now I need to put some adhesive on the back of that and put it in there. I might put a little ink. No, I'm not going to because I've already stuck it down. But you can, if you're using lighter paper, ink this edge, and this edge before you attach it to your paper. Let's get rid of some of this clutter off. All right. And I think what I'm going to do with, because I don't want to build up a whole lot of volume on the card that goes in the pocket. What I'm going to do for my pocket pieces, and I've actually worked this book a little backwards, but I'm fine with it. I'll just work it the other way. I'll just put my envelope in so it goes that, I mean my card in the other way. Sorry, I had a brain fart. So get these burnished down so that you can get the tape off. I might grab my pokey tool because I'm tired of fighting it. Hi, Maria. But what I was saying about the card is I'm only going to double mat what would be the front of the card. But the rest of the pieces on the card, I'll put black mats because I think that would be perfect for photographs. And you wouldn't be using all your pretty paper where it's not going to be seen anyway. I need to go grocery shopping, but I really dread to have to fight with everybody else that's out there looking for bread and milk, which we don't drink a lot of cow's milk anymore, and we don't eat bread. So I'd be going for fresh fruits and vegetables and things like that. All right, so the first page is a mat with paper. The second page, the back side, is a matted paper with a place for tags. All right, now let's get back to our card. So when I slide this in the pocket like this, what I want is I want a piece of pretty paper here. So I'm going to put a little X on this. It's all going to be buried anyway. This is where I want a black mat and another piece of the pretty paper. The rest of these spots, here, here, and the back, I'm only going to put a black mat. That way somebody can apply a picture and it'll just be matted with black. And the pretty paper will be on the outside. So yeah, there we go. All right, so let's do that real quick. And we're going to need 4 black mats, right? And the black mats all need to be 3.5 by, I have to write things down, you guys, because nothing stays in my brain for more than 2 seconds. 3.5 by 5.25. That's what we need, 4 of those. And then we'll need 1 of the pretty paper at 3.25 by 5. We'll need 1 of those in print. And then these are all in black. And that'll be how you decorate each of the pages. Easy peasy, huh? All right. So let's do our black pieces first. Let's see what I got here. I really don't want to cut those others. Let's see what I've got. These have to be 5 1/4. 5 1/4 by 3 1/2. So 3 1/2. And there's a 3 1/2. So let's see if this is at 5 1/4. And then 3 1/2. One more piece. Let's see if this is at 5 1/4. Uh-oh. This piece is a little short. Let me see what else I've got laying here. That one's probably short too, isn't it? Yeah. Well, one of these I'll have to do, and I'll just have to cut more. Trim that. 5 1/4 by 3 1/2. All right, so that's the 4 pieces of black, all cut. Now we need a pretty piece to go on the front side. So you could make little tags with just those little things. Those could be like really neat journaling spots you could add throughout too. So let's see where this works out. So it's got to be 5 inches tall. And I don't want to cut. Let's trim. We'll trim the hanger piece off. Okay. And then I'm going to turn this so that I get a full design toward the top of my page. So we'll cut that at 5 by 3 1/4. No. Let's do it this way, upside down. I'll show you why here in just a second. So that when it's on the mat, the full rectangles are toward the outside. I think that would look better. All right, so there we go. And I'm going to ink this. We might can wrap this up here in just a minute, and then I'll sign off, but then I'll come back on and we'll do something else because it's just a nasty day here. And I figure this way, anybody that came for just the project, they don't, they don't have to watch anymore. I'm going to put this on here. Get this matted on here. We've got time. I'm going to make it a max of an hour. What if we make some tags? Oh, and I wanted to tell you guys, I ruined that circle punch last night, trying to punch those circles out with it. I've completely ruined it. It won't work at all now. I've damaged it. I think I broke the spring inside. So it's in the trash. I hope Mary got all of her errands run. I don't have a project for next week, you guys, because I'm not going to do next Thursday because I'll be down working at the house. If I do anything next week, it's going to be on Wednesday at 3 o'clock. So no project next week. But I would love for you guys to either post in Fibsville, Mary's group, or in Aunt Beck's Creations if you're a member there. And I'm not, I've closed it down for additional members because I just can't keep up with everything. I would love to see pictures of your envelope journals if you've made some. All right. So now remember, our front is going to be that way. Our card is actually going to open opposite of what a regular card would, because this is a tag card to go in your journal. So your card front, like your card would open this way if it was a normal card, but ours has to go down in the pocket that way. So the pretty paper needs to go here. So it'll feel kind of like you're doing it wrong, but you'll be correct if it's on the back of the card. If you think about you have to put this on the back side of the card. And then the rest of these spots, we're just going to put the black mats, okay? And then you'll have all of the envelope, the page will be decorated, the insert will be decorated, and we can make some tags. We'll do some tags. Let's try to use our scraps for the tags. How about that? And while I'm doing this motion, and this tape is so huge, I'm only going to put 2 strips on here. I'm going to put the tape on all of them instead of, stopping, setting the tape aside, and then having to pick it up again. And you don't have to ink the black paper because you're not going to see that, you're not going to see inking on black. Now, if I was using craft cardstock, it would probably look pretty cool to ink the edges with like black soot or vintage photo. Oh, Tippy's home, and he's been gone since early this morning. Let me let him in really quick. He's probably frozen, and he's probably going to be a nuisance. So it's good we're almost done, I reckon. All right, give me 5 seconds to open the door and give him a can, and I'll be right back. I'm coming, baby. I know. Oh, my goodness, you're wet. Are you rotten? Come on. I'll even get you a fresh plate. How about that? There you go. Blech, cat food. Nothing worse than getting canned cat food on your hands. Ugh. Yuck. Can you please show me the paper pad? The Archivist by Frank Garcia. It's by Prima. And I think I got this at Hobby Lobby. I could be wrong. Or Tuesday morning. It doesn't have a Hobby Lobby sticker on it. All right. So let's put a pretty paper piece on here. Oh, goodness, Kathy. I've done it too. But I just learned if I put them pockets so they're toward the outside edge of the journal, the tags will have less likely of falling out. But you have to do it at least once to learn. Oh, no. Ain't going to work, buddy. You are dirty and wet. Go on. Here, I'll wipe you off with a towel. Why don't you go in the other room and get dried off in front of the space heater? Your feet are filthy. Everybody at your dad's work thinks it's hilarious that you let me dry you off with a paper towel. Am I the mom cat? I'm the mom cat? Really? Oh, I'm such a baby. And dry your tummy too? No, now you got to stay over here. We'll do your face. Hold still. Where have you been? We need Tippy Cam. All right. Now leave me alone for a little while. You stay there. You're good. Thought he was going to have his paw right in the middle of it. I'm trying to finish up, buddy. I don't need no help. You could, if you wanted to. You can do the paper beforehand. I just find it a little bit harder to deal with because of the additional weight pulling on the envelopes and that kind of stuff. You can try it, and if it works for you, that's great. It just didn't work out for me to do it that way. I've made these a couple times, so this just worked better for me. Oh, Tippy, your timing sucks. Why didn't you come home earlier? Go lay down over there. He's like, I love you, Mama. I can't show what I'm doing when you're up here. Get in my lap then. Come here. No, stay down there. He's like, no, I can't see out the window when I'm in your lap. Lay down. Lay down. You could go in the other room. The space heater is on in there. Why don't you go in there? He's going to have a temper tantrum is what he's going to do. And stomp off mad. All right. Try to line these up so they look even in here. Good enough. All right. So there's my little photo holder to add to the pocket. All right. I just, one of the reasons I do it this way is because I can verify how big my cards need to be for how much space the hidden hinge takes up inside the envelope also. But I guess you could trim your cards. You just have to make sure you test them before you start cutting mats and taping them down and stuff. So I would not decorate the cards until you had the envelopes put into your journal, so you know how wide they can maximum be. Does that make sense? I hope so. So this will hold up to 4 pictures. If you wanted to, on some of these others, like this paper pad has those little, where is it? Look for paper pads that have the little tag or journal spots. Like, let's take one of these and say you wanted to record the date the pictures that are on this envelope were. I'm going to cut this out and I'm just going to put it on there. And then that'll give somebody a place to put maybe the date, where these were taken, who's in the pictures, and that kind of stuff. And we'll just put that on the front of that. And that's why I say hang on to all your scraps, even the smaller ones, because you can use them for mats on smaller pieces. So let's see. I want to cut this out, but I want to make sure I'm not cutting all the way across. And I line the wire up with where I want to cut. And then I just move the blade in. And see, that just cuts just that off. I think I'd like to cut that so it's the same size as the one on the other side. I need to clean all the goopiness out of my cutter. I think that's good. I don't want to get too involved in it. And you can even mat your little pieces like this if you want to. You could turn this into a pocket if you just put glue on the bottom 3 edges, and then you'd have a pocket for a small card too, or tag. I was just thinking it would be a nice little title page. Sorry, I had to take a sip of that cold coffee. Let's see. And don't immediately glue things to mats. You can try them out and see if it improves it any. See, I think it would improve it if this had a mat on it. So I'm going to cut me a mat at about 2 1/8 by 3. 2 1/8 by 3. And get my sponge, put a little ink on the edge, cover up the white core of the paper. All these little things you can do to make it, more refined is kind of interesting too. There, all of my white edges are now invisible. I am not going to make this into a pocket. This will strictly be a journaling spot. Come on. No, Tippy. No. No! You cannot be up here on the table. Lay down. Behave yourself. They're going to think you're an unruly child. Are you an unruly child? Where have you been all day? I wish they made tiny little cameras I could put on this cat just to see where he goes. Except he'd probably lay down and start walking backwards because he's not used to a collar or anything. Oh no, Kathy's lost her X-Acto knife. It's probably dropped into the void where all the second sock is. All those socks that we only have one of. All right, I'm going to put this on the front of my card for a journal spot. Like so. And then if we make a couple tags really quick, we might go over our hour a little bit. I think I want my tags to be 4.5 by, let's do 4.5 by 3. Let's see, is this large enough? I could do a couple tags. Yeah, let's trim this down. If I wanted to, I could do it with this. This is the stiffer paper. So is this at least 3 inches? Kinda. I'm just going to make a tag with this. And I'm just going to do, what did I say, 4.5? We'll make a couple tags here real quick. There's a couple tags. And this is a little less than 3. So let's do some mats. This would be 4 1/4. And I'll see if 2 3/4 will fit. Okay. Needs to be a little bit narrower. So 5/8. So I need these to be the same size. So you just cut your mat slightly smaller than what you decide your tag to be. Just cut your mat about a 1/4 inch smaller, and then your pattern paper can be another 1/4 inch smaller. And if you wanted to, you could just draw lines with your ruler, just put some lines on the back, and they could journal on the back of the tags. So we'll make 2 tags for each pocket, is what I'm going to do. And now I need to see, can I use any of this? See, I could use a piece of that on here. So yeah, why don't you go do something else besides drive me crazy? I'm going to do this at 2 3/8 by, this way was 4 1/4, so I'll do this at 4. And the only thing I'm inking is the pretty pattern paper. So that'd be a pretty tag. And what I'll do is I'll get one of my, you can use just a regular 1/4 rounder. I have these really old ones that have like a decorative corner. And what I would do is just the top corners, slide it in there. I'll just finish out one tag and then leave you guys with that for this video because I'm already over on time. Oh man. There we go. I have used and used and used this punch. There we go. So let's finish one tag up. We'll put this on here like that. We'll edge this one up. I'm sorry I haven't followed chat too well. I hope there wasn't. If there's any questions, ask them now because I'll see them because I'm looking now. And I want to make sure if there's any questions, I answer them before I sign off. Or if I missed a question and you still want the answer and you don't ask it again right now, leave it in the comments and I will. Yeah, I ruined that punch, that beautiful Fisker squeeze punch yesterday. I ruined it trying to punch through that embossed, the embossed and the paper fibers, the fiber paste and all. I ruined those. Ruined it. All right, so I'm going to tape this down. Once I get these taped down, now they all want to go out because I'm not actually holding any of them. They won't be out long. It's really cold. And Callie stayed in while Scott and I went to Tito's. I was craving just a couple pieces of pizza and a salad for lunch. He said, well, come on, let's go. I was really hoping they'd just tell him to stay home today, but he drove to work. Oh dear, what happened? Oh no. Have you called and checked with the animal control, Janet? Because I know down at our house, I told Greg not to let his cats out at all anymore because they've really came down on the leash laws within the city, and they're picking up any cat that's out loose. It doesn't matter if it has a collar or anything. They just pick them up. And if your cat's a repeat offender, they charge you some insane amount to get the cat back, even if it accidentally got out. So I told Greg, I said, please don't let them get out and get taken to the Huskow. Scott's rotten. I'm going to hate being apart from him, but I told him, I said, there's just no other way we're going to be ready for a May listing if we don't have me down there doing stuff. And he agreed. All right, so now I'm going to just punch a hole kind of in the middle at the top. And I might just get some more of that golden ribbon and put a little bit of that at the top. If you don't want to put a hole and make it a tag that way, you can just staple the ribbon to it. I just like to do the hole. So I'll just try to center this the best I can with my eyeballs. And so I've got that. I'll do another tag with this and another piece of paper. So I'll have, I'll put 2 tags in each of these pockets because they'll fit. And if you wanted to, you could do 2 different shapes of tags. You know, do one like this and then maybe do a round one. Round tags are fun. I'll try not to ruin my circle punch. The only thing is I only have this one size. But you know, you can just punch a circle and make a tag that way. And it would just go in there. See, that one's even kind of small. So choose a size to make your tags. These are your envelope journals. So make them the way you want to make them. Mine is just a guideline. Okay, guys? So let me see. Were there any questions? He won't use a litter box, so he goes out. It's so hard when they go missing. Like when we go down to the house and ours have to stay out, I always worry. So I'm going to pull this down a ways. And see, there we go. And I think I'll search my stash for a piece of lace or something to go on the back. And then I'll finish this up off camera. And we'll go from there. So I'm going to sign off from here. And this is the end of this tutorial. So I would love to see your end results. Feel free to decorate your covers. You can add something to your spine, put a metal escutcheon on the front, whatever you want to do. And I would love to see pictures, either in Aunt Beck's Creations or Fibsville. When I finish mine, I will do a picture for a cover for the albums in each group. So until then, you can just post them on the wall. Okay? Thanks, guys. And I'll come up with another project for week after next. No live next Thursday. I'll see you Wednesday. Bye.